Sexual harassment. Most of us know that it's one of the fastest ways to lose a job. Unfortunately, not everyone knows that. In addition, some people don't recognize that there are also other types of workplace discrimination and harassment that can cause big problems.
If we don't take the time to understand what discrimination and harassment look like, we can wind up doing inappropriate things that can get ourselves and our company into big trouble.
In this video, we're going to examine several types of discrimination and harassment. Our expectations about specific behavior must be clear so that we can prevent it from happening and handle it better if it does happen. As far as the courts in this company are concerned, harassment is any kind of unwelcome behavior that is severe or pervasive enough to create a hostile work environment. And it can be based on anything, including sex, race, religion, national origin, disability, age, pregnancy, sexual orientation, marital status, or anything else that has nothing to do with a person's work.
Just about anyone can be the target of discrimination or harassment, and that is why we need to do what is necessary to prevent it.
But you know, a lot of us figure, hey, I keep myself in line. If you want to do something stupid, that's your business.
Big mistake. This person doesn't understand the overall impact. We are talking about the kind of trouble that hurts the company, our guests, and ourselves, so we cannot let it happen, ever. So let's start with one of the most common types of harassment, sexual harassment. For example, the female employee in this scene has requested more hours.
Hey, can I talk to you for a second, please? Can I get more hours this week? I really need to pay for my kids' stuff, and my husband and I are having a really hard time.
Man, I don't have enough hours. But it might be something that I can do. Hey, what are you willing to do?
The manager seems to have implied that she could give him something to get the hours she wants. Keep in mind that this does not have to be spoken or overt. Even if it is just implied, it is still wrong. This is abuse of power.
This next scene shows an example of inappropriate touching.
Hey, what's wrong with you?
What? I was just passing by.
There isn't no space there. You don't have to touch me. Don't do that again.
Oh, relax, princess. Besides, a little touching doesn't hurt anybody. Plus, you liked it, baby.
I am not your baby.
This scene will show a vendor acting inappropriately. We need to ensure a professional environment for everyone.
You look great today.
Thank you.
It is important to watch the nonverbal reactions of others around us. You may believe that looking at or complimenting someone is harmless, but it might not be.
You look better and better every day.
Thanks.
It is important that we pay attention to how we make the other person feel.
Those pants are flattering in all the right places.
I wish the store had an extra entrance so I wouldn't have to run into that man every day.
As you can see from this example, people may not always perceive things the way you intend them to be perceived. Bottom line, if your actions are making others feel uncomfortable, they must be stopped.
Hugs can be a healthy way of expressing your friendship, but it is also important to respect the personal space of others. Even if you have formed a close relationship with a coworker, you must make sure your hugs are appropriate and welcome.
Hey, sweet cheeks, come give Mama a hug.
As you can see from this example, the hug was inappropriate and unwelcome. Another important point in this example is that either gender can be the victim of discrimination or harassment. Let's look at another example.
Hi, Mary. How are you?
Fine, how are you?
Doing great. How's your day going?
It's been busy all day. How's yours?
It's okay.
This example displays a much more appropriate way to display affection, and it appears to be welcomed by the second female. However, just because someone is hugging doesn't mean that everyone can join in.
There is also the common misconception that just because someone hugged you before, that your hug will also be welcome later. If you choose to hug, make sure you are reading the signals, or you might end up in trouble for making a bad assumption. The next types of discrimination and harassment are gender and pregnancy. As you can see in this scene, the manager is telling his employees what to do.
And then it's your job to do the dishes. I mean, you're a girl, obviously, okay?
In this situation, the manager had a legitimate task that someone needed to do, and it was reasonable for him to select any member. The problem was his discriminatory remark, which had no possible positive value at all. There are some of us that figure a pregnant joke or two is just what comes with the territory, that it's no big deal. Well, those days are over.
Oops, I'm sorry, I didn't see you there.
Well, I can see why.
Well,
Maybe we should put some warning lights on you or something.
right.
Hey, maybe...
Pregnant women are a protected group under the law. Even if it's unintentional, repeated comments or jokes about a coworker's pregnancy can create a hostile working environment and in some cases lead to charges of discrimination. The next type of discrimination is based on race. In this scene, the employee is offering help only to certain guests based on their appearance.
Hi, welcome to Buy for Less. Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to Buy for Less. Hi, would you like for me to check your food stamp balance? Hi, welcome to Buy for Less.
Even though the employee thought she was helping by offering an extra service, the stereotyping based on their appearance created a new problem. Although the employee is not to blame for the way the guest felt, we need to be sensitive to how we can be perceived. The next types of discrimination and harassment are religion and nationality.
Hey, before you leave, can I talk to you about something?
Yeah, sure.
You seem a little distracted lately. Is there something going on?
Me and my wife were getting counseling.
Oh, really? You know, counseling won't work unless you're saved.
Come on, we already talked about this before.
I know, I can save you. You just need to come to my church.
You know what? I've got my own belief and my own faith.
If that's what you want to call it, you know God calls that devil worshiping.
Oh my gosh. Look, we already had this conversation and it's just gonna stop right now.
Oh,
so...
I'm not going to stop trying. I will save you.
Okay, well, you have a good day, okay? Bye.
It is one thing to casually ask someone to attend services with you, but when you repeatedly, openly talk about your religious beliefs to the point that it offends a coworker, you could easily face a discrimination or harassment lawsuit.
It's okay to believe whatever you want to believe.
And express your feelings. But when you're at work, if someone asks you to stop and you don't, it might be harassment.
Buy for Less even provides an employee assistance program that provides free counseling. So if someone needs help, the best approach is to recommend getting help there. This next example looks at a common stereotype.
Let's go ask Kim how to calculate it. He's Asian.
Even though the comment was veiled as a positive, really, it was all negative. Of course, there are times that using a stereotype is clearly offensive.
I have no idea what to do. I'm gonna have like 20 kids over. Do you have any ideas?
No, just go ask Maria. She has like 50 kids, like everyone else from her country. But it's okay, I could say that because I'm Hispanic too.
Often, these stereotypes come from TV or other media. There is a clear difference between what is acceptable on TV and what is acceptable in the workplace. Being a member of that race, nationality, etc. does not make an inappropriate comment okay. The next types of discrimination and harassment are disability and age. Whether the disability is obvious or not, it is not appropriate to pass judgment.
Look at that. Do you see that? He's not disabled. He's just fat. Maybe if he got up and walked around, someone who actually needed the card could use it and he would lose some weight. It's just awful.
In this case, there is no good that can come from that discussion. and it reminds us that guests can be the victims of discrimination or harassment as well. Another aspect of disability is mental health.
Oh, passion fruit, I think.
Hey!
Hey, what's up? What was that all about?
I heard she had a nervous breakdown.
Yeah, she tried to overdose.
Are you serious?
Come on, everybody knows she's on medication for, what's it for?
A chemical imbalance?
Even if it's true, open discussion of a coworker's personal issues can lead to charges of harassment and discrimination. Bottom line, we need to keep our mouths shut about people's personal issues. If it's not directly related to the job, then it's none of our business. Age-based harassment is one of the most common forms of illegal behavior in a workplace, and in fact, people of any age can be both perpetrators and victims.
Can you please turn off the music?
Shut up, you old fart.
Have some respect for your elders.
Why didn't you just retire already? So I don't have to hear you complain.
We can listen to anything we want to in our cars, but doing it on the job is not part of free speech. You don't have the automatic right to play music on the job that has violent lyrics, that puts down women, or any other group, especially if a coworker finds it offensive. Additionally, the young employee's disrespectful behavior is unacceptable. The next types of discrimination and harassment are sexual orientation and marital status. As a business, we need to be conscious of the tone we set with applicants. The same laws protect them, and we don't want to give a bad impression to people who are interested in us.
Hi, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, what can I do for you?
I came to check on my application, and I would like to see if I can speak to a manager.
Look, I gave him your application last week. When he's ready to do interviews, I'm sure he'll call you if we have a position available.
So you remember me?
I do. How could I forget you?
Oh, thank you so much.
I'll let him know you came by.
Well, you have a wonderful day.
You as well.
That's not very nice. I know, maybe he will hire someone else. But we could really use the help.
I know, but you know, being associated with someone that is like that, batting for the other team and all, isn't such a good idea.
So what if he's gay?
Well, I don't have anything against gays personally. It's just, we don't need someone.
Buy for Less does not accept harassment or discrimination based on someone's sexual orientation. For another example of inappropriate conversation, listen to these two team members.
Hey, did you hear about Bill and Sandy?
No, what happened?
Well, I heard they're more than friends.
Bill, the assistant store director?
I heard they went to the bar together the other night, and they went home together afterwards.
Whoa, wait, her boyfriend works here in the same store.
I know, isn't that wild? I bet that's how she got the front-end position.
How do you know for sure?
Don't you see the way he looks at her? She walks around here like she's his favorite. I bet she really is his favorite.
Gossiping about people makes the environment uncomfortable. If there is a concern about work performance or fairness, use your chain of communication. The next types of discrimination and harassment are weight, height, and appearance. Just talking about some of the things we see at the movies or on TV can get us into big trouble.
Hey, can we sit here? Cool, thanks. Anyway, so he was huge.
Who was huge?
The guy in the movie. I think he had a fat suit on or something. He must have weighed like 500 pounds.
No way.
Can you imagine letting yourself get that big? I mean,
no. Fat people are just disgusting.
I know. What are you worried about? You're anorexic. Go eat some cake.
It doesn't have to be someone who is large to be offended by this conversation. Many people are insecure about their bodies in various ways. Openly talking about content that offends a coworker could lead to a hostile work environment. Someone who can overhear a conversation can be offended. That's why these types of conversations have no place in or around this company. Now that we have seen the variety of problems, it is important to resolve them. It is not acceptable to just do nothing about it.
I am so uncomfortable.
Hey baby, it's just the way I like to play.
Should I complain? Maybe not. He didn't really touch me.
The right thing to do is report it, especially since the male employee thinks it is acceptable. Unfortunately, some people wait until harassment is very severe before they report it. If it is not addressed early, the harassment can get more severe, and management must give a more severe punishment to the offender.
So let's go back and review some of the cases to see how they should have been handled.
Get that big.
No, fat people are just disgusting.
Oh, I know. What are you worried about? You're anorexic. Why don't you go eat some cake or something? I didn't mean for real.
In this case, the employee does not feel comfortable directly confronting the behavior, but she goes immediately to the manager to report it. This case is better because the employee tells the offender to stop immediately.
Do you have any ideas?
I think you should ask Maria. She has like 50 kids, like everyone else from her country. But it's okay, I could say that because I'm Hispanic too.
Just because you're Hispanic doesn't make it okay to say that.
And then uses the chain of communication. She tells a manager right away.
Yeah, I was just standing over here and she was bad-mouthing Hispanics and she thinks it's okay just because she's Hispanic.
Finally, let's re-examine the case of the manager requesting sexual favors. This case is more challenging since the manager is the offender.
Having a really hard time.
I don't know if I have enough hours, but I tell you what, there might be something that I can do, okay? But I need to know, what are you willing to do?
You know, I am not comfortable with this conversation.
She let the manager know that it was unacceptable and immediately gets away from the situation and calls HR so they can investigate the case. Discrimination and harassment, whether a single incident or many incidents over time, do not have a place at Buy for Less. All of us have a right to work in a place where we are respected, where we are treated fairly, where we can work and focus on doing a good job. That means we have to keep our behavior in line and speak up if we or someone else is a victim of discrimination or harassment. Not only is it the law and our policy, it's the right thing to do.